Welcome, travelers, to Adventures in Security. In this video, we explore one of the most crucial processes in IT, including cybersecurity change management. You can download the video script and bibliography from the link below. In today's session, we're going to examine IT change management through a security lens. Many people think of change management as an operational or IT service management process, but in reality, it is one of the most important preventive security controls in any organization. We'll cover the recommended change management approach aligned with frameworks such as NIST SP 853, NIST SP 861, ISO/IEC 27001 and 27002, and ITIL 4 change enablement. Specifically, we'll discuss how to manage day-to-day changes, large or high-risk changes, and expedited emergency changes during incidents. We'll also clarify who should sign off on normal and emergency changes and what must happen after an incident if an emergency change was implemented under pressure. By the end of this lecture, you should understand how change management reduces risk, protects system integrity, and supports compliance, while still enabling the business to move quickly and safely. Let's begin with a key point. Change management is not just IT governance. It is a formal security control. NIST SP 853 control. CM3 requires organizations to determine, document, review, and approve system changes before implementation. CM4 requires security impact analysis prior to implementing changes. In other words, you must evaluate risk before modifying systems. Similarly, ISO/IEC 27001-2022, Annex A Control 8.32 requires formal change management procedures for information systems. These standards recognize that uncontrolled changes are a leading cause of outages, vulnerabilities, and breaches. From a security perspective, every change introduces risk. Even a simple firewall rule, update, or patch deployment can affect confidentiality, integrity, or availability. Well-implemented change management prevents unauthorized changes, requires risk assessment, documents approvals, ensures rollback planning, maintains system baselines. In short, change management protects operational stability and reduces cybersecurity exposure. Most modern change programs follow the ITIL 4 change enablement model, which categorizes changes by risk and impact. Standard changes are low risk, repeatable, and pre-approved, such as routine patching or adding a monitored user account following a documented procedure. Normal changes are reviewed individually and approved before implementation. The final change authority for these and major changes is the Change Advisory Board, or CAB. Major changes are a subset of normal changes, but involve significant risk, cost, or business disruption. These require enhanced review and executive visibility. Emergency changes, sometimes called expedited changes, occur during active incidents to restore service or contain threats. These are handled by an Emergency Change Advisory Board, or ECAB. NIST SP 853 acknowledges formal change control boards and emphasizes security representation and approval processes. A mature governance model defines who can request changes, who evaluates risk, who approves changes, who validates results. This authority model is foundational to secure change management. Let's walk through the recommended process for day-to-day changes. First, a formal change request is submitted in a ticketing or IT service management system. Second, the change is categorized by type, risk, and impact. NIST CM4 requires a security impact analysis before implementation. Third, required approvals are obtained. For standard changes, pre-approval may already exist. For normal changes, the the change authority reviews and approves. Fourth, the change is tested, preferably in a staging or non-production environment. Fifth, implementation occurs during an approved change window. Sixth, validation confirms the change worked as expected and did not introduce unintended risk. Finally, the change record is updated and closed, maintaining audit evidence. From a security perspective, no production change should occur without documentation, approval, risk analysis, and logging. Security-focused change management requires additional safeguards. First, security impact analysis determines whether the change affects authentication, encryption, network segmentation, or compliance boundaries. Second, separation of duties ensures the person requesting a change is not the sole approver and implementer. Third, least privilege access ensures engineers only have the rights necessary to perform approved changes. Fourth, a rollback plan must exist before implementation. Finally, logging and monitoring must capture who made the change and when. NIST CM3 emphasizes documenting and tracking system changes. If these controls are consistently applied, day-to-day changes become far less likely to introduce vulnerabilities. Major changes such as ERP upgrades, cloud migrations, or network redesign require enhanced governance. These changes typically involve a formal project plan and timeline. Security teams should conduct architectural reviews and, where appropriate, threat modeling. Risk assessments should document potential impacts to confidentiality, integrity, availability, and regulatory obligations. Approval should come from the Change Advisory Board, CAB, the service or system owner, information security leadership, business or executive sponsor. After implementation, a post-implementation review evaluates whether objectives were met and whether unexpected issues arose. Major changes must be handled deliberately because their blast radius is much larger than routine updates. Clear sign-off authority is critical. For normal changes, the change manager ensures process compliance. The service or system owner accepts operational risk. Information security must approve changes that impact security controls, boundaries, or compliance. Higher-risk changes go to the CAB for multidisciplinary review. For emergency changes during incidents, the incident commander typically authorizes action. An ECAB, often including on-call change, security, and technical leads, provides rapid approval. A security incident lead must confirm the change supports containment or eradication. The change manager ensures documentation is created, even if after implementation. Emergency approvals are risk-accepted decisions made under time pressure, but they must still be accountable and traceable. During active cybersecurity incidents, speed matters. Emergency changes may include blocking malicious IPs, disabling compromised accounts, deploying urgent patches, reconfiguring network segmentation. Even under pressure, NIST guidance stresses disciplined response and documentation. Minimum documentation should include what was changed, why, who approved it, when it was implemented. ECAB approval ensures rapid but informed decision-making. Monitoring after implementation is essential to confirm containment and detect unintended consequences. Emergency changes are necessary in crisis situations, but they must still follow a defined, expedited process. Once incident response recovery is complete, emergency changes must transition into formal governance. NIST SP 861 recommends holding lessons learned meetings and developing after-action reports. At this stage, ensure the emergency change record is complete. Conduct a full security impact analysis if not previously done. Update configuration baselines. Validate that temporary fixes are either formalized or removed. Present the change to the CAB for ratification if required. Unscheduled or unauthorized changes must still go through configuration control processes, even if after the fact. This step is critical. Otherwise, emergency changes become undocumented technical debt that increases long-term risk. A mature change program measures performance. Key security relevant metrics include change success rate, percentage of incidents caused by change, volume of emergency changes, time to approve high-risk changes, security vulnerabilities introduced after change. If emergency changes are frequent, governance may be weak upstream. If many incidents result from normal changes, testing or risk assessment may be inadequate. Continuous improvement aligns with NIST and ISO requirements for ongoing risk management and process refinement. To conclude, change management is not bureaucracy. It is a preventive cybersecurity control. Every production change introduces risk. Formal evaluation, approval, testing, and documentation reduce that risk. Emergency changes are necessary during incidents, but they must still be governed, documented, and reviewed afterward. The strongest organizations treat change management as a partnership between IT operations, security, and business leadership. When done correctly, change management enables agility while preserving system integrity and trust. That's it for this video. If you learned anything, please remember to give us a thumbs up and subscribe. And until next time, be careful what you click.